From Kelby's video, he speaks as some who may want to keep their driver's license, others just want to continue to receive Social Security, which I paid into the corp under duress. And it sounds like the program does not require that I give up my Social Security benefits, that I request my Social Security be revoked. Do I lose my benefits from Social Security? So if you, and it's a good question, and we get it quite often. We can actually give you a link to a ton of these answers. Bottom line is, you're not getting any Social Security. Your registered organization is. Bottom line, you're not holding a driver's license. Your registered organization is. When you went to get the driver's license, you brought what? Proof of residency of what? The artificial person, which is the birth certificate. Uniform Commercial Code 9. Registered organization equals birth certificate. Registered organization equals U.S. citizen. Registered organization equals public person, public citizen, public employee. And so when you're going to the DMV and you're asking for a driver's license, you're saying, I want to hold that office and I'm willing to do all these jobs, 1 through 100, on the back too, another 1 through 100, to keep that office. And for the privilege of driving, which is a commercial term that you're being paid to do. And so the reality is, they want to play a game. And the game is that they're giving the license to a registered organization. They also want to play a game that you've created a contract with them. And in fact, you haven't. It's a trust. There's no countersigned agreement on this. Okay. The grantor, the state of California, gave you an application. The grantor, the Social Security Administration, gave you an SS4, an application. You filled it out as the trustee, making them the beneficiary, making the state the beneficiary, the DMV the beneficiary of the license. So they want to play these games. Oh, so we get to fill out a trust. We get to make ourselves the surety, the collateral, the trustee of this trust, adhesion trust, whatever you want to call it, adhesion contract. Well, guess what? Because it's a single-sided agreement, we're going to change the scope, because you're not training law enforcement not to pull us out of our car when we're driving without a quote unquote license. Because if I had the choice, I would not have a license in my wallet, period. One that belongs to the registered organization, or in theory, I can only hold a license in my wallet, because if you take a look at who it's assigned to the artificial person. Now, there's a whole bunch of people out there that want to make you think that the straw man doesn't exist, or the artificial person. It does in law. I just told you where to go find it. Uniform Commercial Code 9, registered organization, birth certificate. It's a HISAdvocates trust. It absolutely is a corporation. It absolutely is the U.S. citizen. They bond it, they securitize it, they put it on 32-pound watermark banknote paper, and they monetize that. And your life equivalent as a trustee, always going in and holding all these different office positions, saying, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. And nobody's ever countersigning anything. They're all trusts. Well, guess what? We do. We create a new agreement for you, since it's a trust. And we understand trust law. We're going to send them an administrative fault, meaning under the federal rules of regulation, we're going to private side default them. That's what we do. Notice, letter's 11 pages long for one of the IRS notices, called a revocation of election. Notice to the Social Security Administration. It's a long letter. Then you do a notice of fault with an opportunity to cure. They ignore you there too. Then you do a certificate of default. You now have a perfected private side court of record. Okay. And guess what you're saying? Me, the living woman, no longer holding the office. But since you're not training law enforcement, what we're going to do is keep the license in our wallet. We're canceling the contract for us as the real living woman. And I'm going to hold this license in my wallet. Same thing on the SS5, or excuse me, on the Social Security application. When we renew it, or we apply for the Social Security, we apply for it as a state citizen and have the benefits go into the private foundation. So point is, you're not contracted by any other means other than as an employee, trustee of an office position they've given you, that you've elected to take on your own accord. Nobody's coming in and saying, this is a countersign, we agree with you. So you can go in and change the terms at any time you want. And the proper way to do it is through administrative faulting them and defaulting. Why? Because I could bring that private court of record into any court and default them and show them that there is no contract, period.